Chris in the middle. LeBron, Chris Fedor, Cleveland.com. There's always so much conversation about the Warriors' offense, but what is it that makes their defense unique?
Draymond. Draymond is the catalyst and the anchor for their defense. Very, very smart defensively. He knows pretty much every set, and he kind of flies around and dictates their defense, either on the perimeter or protecting the rim as well.
Joe in the front.
Joe Varden, Cleveland.com. When this happened, you mentioned the trades, and when it happened, there wasn't much said by either of you. Do you ever look back now and wish that you still had Dwayne?
Well, absolutely. Listen, from not only from a brotherhood aspect and what we know about one another, but and also from an experience, factor. I believe that he would have been very, very good for us in the postseason. He's a guy who's kind of built for the postseason at this point in his career, who lives for the moment. So you definitely think about that. And it seems so long ago that he was even a part of this ball club, But definitely think about it from time to time.
Dave in the front again.
Dave McMenamin, ESPN. There's maximum 4 more games to the season for you guys, and I know you're a live in the moment type of guy, but when you look back at the 2017-18 season, what makes you feel good about the Cleveland Cavaliers and what you guys did?
It's too hard for me to answer right now. Like I said, I can answer that once this series is over. Like I told you guys before, this has been one of the most challenging seasons of my career from a standpoint of what's been going on with our ball club, not only from a playing perspective, but things, guys changing, personnel's changing, our coach being out for a couple of weeks, players leaving, being out for a couple of weeks, injuries, things of that nature. Us having a very great couple months and not playing so well, and trades happening, things of that nature. So I go in more in detail once this series is over, but it's been 3 or 4, maybe 4 or 5, seasons wrapped in one. That's for sure.
It's a completely different direction, but you said the other day when you were on FaceTime with Zuri, your eye freaked her out. Does it freak you out? Like when you look in the mirror, it's still as bright as the YouTube symbol.
Yeah. It's weird. It's weird seeing it. Hopefully it'll go away soon, but it is what it is. It's part of a war wound, and that's what happens when you're in a war. Sometimes you get some injuries, but it hasn't stopped me from preparing. But it's different.
Tim, all the way in the back row.
Tim Reynolds with the AP. Bron, 2 questions. One, all the way back here. Golden State this year. This has been probably the hardest of the 4 years for them, just because they were dealing with some doubt for the first time. Steph got hurt late. Obviously, they got challenged big time in the West Finals. As a fan of the game, as a student of the game, what have they shown you just as far as their toughness, their resiliency this year that really wasn't called on a whole lot in 15 and 17?
Well, at the end of the day, you can never count on a champion, no matter what's going on throughout the course of their season. It's impossible to do that because they're just built from a different cloth, and I know that firsthand. When you win a championship and you're around guys for a long period of time and you know what you're all capable of doing, all you need is to get healthy. And if you can get healthy and guys are playing at the right level at the same time, then you can feel like you can beat anybody. So, the best thing about their team is that if one of their stars go down, they have 2 or 3 other stars that's still able to hold the ship until everybody get back. And, with Steph's injury, him going down, KD and Clay, who never misses a game, and Draymond still being in the lineup. If you look at the previous, time where KD went down, the rest of those guys were in, and held it until KD came back for the playoffs the year before that. So when you have the luxury of not being pressured to come back so fast, and even with Iguodala, him not being pressured to feel like he needs to get back on the floor to help the team win, that the guys are going to continue to play well. And whenever you're ready, we'll be ready for you to join. I think it helps the injury as well, because you're not putting that much pressure on you. So you can never count out a champion at the end of the day. No matter how vulnerable, people may seem or people think they may be, or if they hit some adversity. I think it's all part of the process.
And a non-finals one, I apologize, but it's not uncommon to see you courtside when Bronny's playing. Of course, what's that process been like for you watching him develop? And obviously, there's got to be some burdens on him being LeBron James Jr., of course. But what's it been like for you watching him grow? Just not as a player, but as a dad.
It's been a treat to watch. Being a parent and seeing my son grow. And from as a basketball player, but not only that, from being a young man who he is today. The kid will be 14 soon, and just seeing him grow and grow and grow to become who he is today has been a treat. I think from the burden and from him having the name itself, I think him understanding that just go out and just play the game and have fun and play for your teammates and give it all you got. You play hard, you play smart, and have fun, and let everything else take care of itself. The one thing that I have the luxury of knowing everything that he can expect. There's nothing that can hit him that I haven't seen in my life. There's no obstacles that I have that he will run into that I haven't been a part of, that I can't coach him. But at the end of the day, he's still going to have to, live his own life and find his own path. So, but I hope he turns off his comments on social media. That'll be the smartest thing he can do.
Over here on the right side, third row.
Valeria Rubino, Viaggio Sport, Corriere della Sera. How does the outcome of these 3 games impact your love for competition and your mental approach to a challenge that has become even bigger now?
No, listen, every competition, I love to compete. And, at the end of the day, no matter win, lose, or draw, being a part of the biggest stage in our sport is something that I've always loved and never, taken for granted. So, my love of the game continues to get, bigger and bigger and greater, and hopefully my game and my health can continue to be at a level that it is today for some years to come.
Ramona on the back left.
Hi, Ramona Shelburne, ESPN. The Kevin Love said after game one that you've said to him, this is the best you've ever felt. You've obviously played in every game. How much of a source of pride is that to you to have played this many games and at this level? And also, is this the best you've ever felt physically?
I think in the simple fact that, to be available to my teammates every single night and them knowing that I will be in uniform, that's the pride factor right there that I don't take for granted, and that's something I take a lot of pride on, just working my body every single day, no matter if it's a win, if it's a loss, no matter if we're getting in at 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, just waking up that next day and doing something, either from a treatment side or lifting or conditioning or shooting, and just preparing myself for the long journey. I just feel like I'm in a great groove right now as far as my career, as far as my body, knowing what I need to do to be in the best possible shape. And like I stated, I said this at one point throughout this playoff run that I had a walk-off with Cassidy Hubbard after a game, and I told her it's the best I felt, in my career, and she kind of gave me one of those Cassidy looks, and I got some response from that, but I was very truthful about it, and I still feel good even with turning my ankle last night, with getting a finger jammed into my eye and taking the bumps and bruises and grinds throughout this playoff series. I still feel like I'm excited to put on the uniform tomorrow. So, yeah.
As a quick follow-up on the ankle, the TV cameras kind of caught you like turning it, like putting it back into place or something like that. Did you like fix your ankle on the court?
I don't. I'm a little weird. That's all. It's a little weird.
Thanks.